Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: my wife threw up at the Magic Kingdom. So literally about 4 days ago, we were coming down to the last 2 days of our trip, of our journey to Florida and Daytona Beach and the wonderful world of Disney. And on this particular day, we got a late start. We were at the Mickey Mouse Not So Scary Halloween party the night before, and we had purposely planned a later day. That way the kids could sleep in, we could sleep in, all be well rested for another fun-filled day in Disney World. And so we made our trek to Disney World. We probably left about 11 o'clock in the morning to get there so we could go have lunch at the Beast Castle. Now, if you've never done this before, highly recommend it. This is the Beast from, you guessed it, Beauty and the Beast. Now, to give you a reference point, we've all seen Cinderella's Castle. If you've ever seen a commercial or ever been to Disney World, you know where that is. You have to go past Cinderella's Castle to get to the Beast Castle. And on this particular day, we chose to take the monorail. Now, we have not done this. We've done it one other time for a short drive. This was, we were going to go ahead and park in the parking lot and actually take the monorail from the parking lot over to the Magic Kingdom because the kids wanted to ride on the monorail. So here we go, late start to the day. Here we go, nobody has eaten. Here we go, nobody has had anything to drink. And we are going to go on this journey to get to the back of Magic Kingdom. And the big kicker to all of this is that this was by far the hottest day that we have taken a part of since getting to Florida. So this takes Daytona Beach into consideration. It takes every other day that we've been at the parks into consideration. This was by far, at 11 o'clock in the morning, the hottest day that we were a part of. No clouds in the sky, sun beaming down on us and just roasting us all, to give you reference, okay? So now we go ahead and we take off and we get up to where we have to have our bags checked by security. We get through to the monorail. We are pouring in sweat. We finally hop on the monorail where it takes us through a hotel called the Contemporary Resort Hotel, and it drives us right up to the front door, ladies and gentlemen, of the Magic Kingdom. Now when we get there, we've got to get through lines of people to get through the turnstiles to now make the trek to the back of the Magic Kingdom. Well, we were going to make a quick stop here as well. My son and I, Wyatt and I, were going to go on the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and then after lunch, Leah and Watson would go on the same ride. So we take that quick stop, but then I get a text. I get a text that my wife is not feeling so well, that she might be overheating, that she hasn't felt like this before, and she's not sure what's going on. So we finish our ride, get off, we all meet. You can tell she's just looking peaked. My wife is one tough cookie. Let me tell you, 3 at-home births, okay? And really, quite frankly, any woman who's given birth before knows how tough it is to give birth. Doesn't matter if it's at home, doesn't matter if it's at the hospital. It is a tough thing to do. You have to be a tough cookie to go through 9 months of carrying a child, and a tough cookie to raise children and all the other stuff, okay? She is one tough woman. This woman can endure. This woman never complains about anything. And now she's telling me that she's not feeling good. Something's going on. And so we go ahead and take our walk over to the Beast Castle so we can just get inside, get some air conditioning, and maybe that's going to help. But every step that we take, she's crashing. You can just see the look in her eyes. It's like, oh shit, this is not going to be a good end to this day. Now keep in mind, we have only been there for maybe 30 minutes at this point in time. We finally get in, we go through the line, we order our food, we go sit down, and she looks at me and says, I got to go to the bathroom. And she bolts, maybe to come back, 5, 7, maybe even 10 minutes later. And as she sits down, she looks at me and says, we got to figure something out here because I'm not going to make it. I'm sorry, boys, I'm not going to make it. And again, knowing my wife, knowing how tough she is, knowing that, this woman can go. She can keep up with anybody. She's endured a lot. And yet she's telling me that she thinks she needs to leave. We know this is serious. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, the only way we're going to get from back to the front is to get a wheelchair, and I'm not so sure you want a wheelchair. And then all of a sudden she says, I don't care what it takes. If you have to get me a wheelchair, then I need a wheelchair. And I said, well, they're probably going to call the paramedics. And she said, I don't care. I just need to get out of here. So we're literally in this restaurant for probably 45 minutes. We call management over. They talk to us. She has to get up and leave again to go to the bathroom, to which point she is greeted by a wheelchair. We then take the wheelchair. One of the cast members, which is a quote-unquote employee of Disney World, walks us to the first aid room. When we walk to first aid, my wife is now being wheeled through Disney World, through the Magic Kingdom in a wheelchair. She doesn't care, and this is the beauty. She doesn't care. She feels like shit. You ever feel like shit before? You don't care what else is going on around you. You just want to get from point A to point B. She had one desired outcome, which was to get back to our hotel so she could rest. We then proceed over to first aid. The boys are helping me push the strollers. We've got teamwork makes the dream work going on in Dukowitz land, and we're going to get mommy over there so she can get some rest, and then we can make the trek to our car so we can get her home. Well, by the time we get in there, she lays down to rest. She's not feeling so well, but she's ready. All of a sudden, probably 30 to 40 minutes later, she is ready, and she hops up in the chair, and they're getting ready to wheel her out. Well, I'm up front preparing everything, and guess what? I have been informed that my wife has thrown up. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. She tossed her cookies at the Magic Kingdom. And so now we're in this course correct yet again. Do we leave now? What do we do? They've got a car waiting for us backstage. They are taking us behind the scenes at Disney World to get us to our car so we can get her back to the hotel. We wait a little bit longer. She's done throwing up. We get to take these really nifty barf bags that they have. And I mean, they are really nifty. I've never seen them before. I highly recommend everybody gets one just in case. And so we get to take these really cool barf bags with us. And we get to then go for another trek through the park backstage of Disney World to a car where a young man named Eli is now going to take us to our car. Unfortunately, Eli takes a wrong turn. So now my wife is miserable in the front seat. I'm sitting in the back with the boys, and all she wants to do is get home. Finally, we talk to him. Eli's going to take us to the hotel so mommy can rest. I'm going to come back and get the car, and we'll be ready to roll. And so it would happen that way. I would get taken back to my car. I would move my stuff from his car to our car. I'd get back to the hotel where mommy's asleep. I believe at that time Watson and Walker were snuggling her. Wyatt was sitting in the other bed. We sat down and snuggled, and we all kind of collapsed. And what I realized in this moment, as it was happening, as it was unfolding, is I saw what my wife was going through. Obviously, the number one thing is like, holy shit, I hope she's okay. Like, we just need to get her okay. Most likely heat exhaustion. We have to find a way for her to be okay. But what am I going to learn from this? What's the lesson from this? Because it's telling us something right now. And it's something that's very, very simple. It's something that's kind of like it wasn't even an aha moment, but it was something that was like, man, it's so clear as daylight. It's right in front of my face. How could we have not have caught this sooner? And the bottom line to this whole entire thing, because hours later, she would wake up. Hours later, we would be able to go for a walk. Hours later, she was feeling better. And I can tell you the very next day, we kicked it at Disney World again. But it took Saturday. It took Saturday to create the power that we created for Sunday. And here's what I mean by that. She had to get knocked down. She had to slow down to force all of us to slow down. Because the fact of the matter is we got an 8, a 5, and a 1-year-old who are just going at our pace. And we are so excited to be at Disney World and so excited to share this experience with our kids that we keep going. And our kids, although tired, they're pushing through because they're so excited to be there and so excited to have the experience. But at the end of the day, what everybody needed was rest. At the end of the day, what we needed was rest. What we needed, you've heard me say this before, slow down to speed up. This wasn't even slowing down to speed up. This was everyone needed to recover. Everyone needed to just slow down to recover, slow down to repair, slow down to chill out and get our bodies out of this adrenaline rush that we had been under for almost 17 days at this point. And so as I share this with you, and again, by that night, she was already doing better. The next day, it was like lights out. We went and had a magnificent time at the Magic Kingdom from like 9 o'clock in the morning until 7:30 at night. Just go, go, go. But we were all rejuiced. We were juiced up. The batteries were recharged. And I get this, you get this. We've all been driven to something in our lives before. We've all had something that we wanted really bad or we wanted to do it and we just keep going, we keep going, we keep going. But we've all also been to a place where we've all crashed, where we just keep going and we don't realize that it is true, slow down to speed up. It is true, I need to recover. I need to slow down. I need to let my body repair, rebuild, refocus, whatever it is to re-energize me, to recharge my batteries so I can come back even stronger. And this was one of those scenarios, and you've heard me talk before, like stopping. Like, we had to stop. This was a scenario where we had to stop. We had no choice. Mommy needed to stop. And when she stopped, we all stopped. But yet that night and the next day, we were all in rare form. That night and the next day, we were there and prepared to close out an amazing vacation with high energy, focus, love, gratitude, peace, you name it. So the question I pose to you today is very simple. Where in your life do you need to slow down and recharge? That's it. Where do you need to slow down and recharge? Where are you pushing so hard right now and it happens to all of us, right? Like you're pushing so hard that you start to forget stuff. Like you start to forget where you put your keys every 3 minutes, or you start to forget what you were working on, or you start to get frustrated with what you're working on because you're just so knee deep in it. And in reality, what you need to do is you just need to take a deep breath and say, you know what? I just need to rest right now. I'll get back into it tomorrow. I just need to rest right now. Not I'll get back into it next month. Not I'll get back into it in 2 months or 2 weeks. Like, no. Today, I just need to take a break. I just need to slow down. I just need to stop. I just need to breathe. I just need to relax. I just need to let go. And then when you do that, and you do so with the intention of refueling, you come back at it even harder the next day, but it's not exhausting anymore. It's not going to knock you down anymore because you build in these days in life. I've always heard that, Sunday is the day of rest. Right? We're supposed to rest. There are even businesses still today that close on Sundays because they believe that on the seventh day, we're supposed to rest. And I think it's so critical for us that even me, I used to take Sundays and that would still be an exercise day. And now it's a fun exercise day. It's not necessarily something that's uber intense. It's something that's just fun. Do something with the kids or go for a walk. It's not as heavy and intense as it used to be because what I realize is that if I don't give my body the chance to rebuild, to repair, to refocus, to recharge, eventually I'm going to get knocked down. Eventually it will happen. And so as I'm getting older and wiser, I look at these things and I see where I used to run my body into the ground and I would always bottom out. But I could go for a long period of time. I would think it was really cool. My ego was winning. But at the end of the day, I was doing more damage to my body than good. Now I can look at it and realize that there is power in the rest. There is power in your ability to recharge. There is power in your ability to refocus. But you have to have the strength to identify when you need to slow down so you can truly speed up. So take a look at your life right now across body, being, balance, and business, and where in your life do you need to just slow down, take a break, take a breather, and jump back into your routine tomorrow. Again, this is a 24-hour shot here I'm challenging you with. So where is it that you need to take a good 24 hours just to slow down, take a deep breath, rebuild, and get back in the game. And I'm telling you right now, when you do, you're going to see power, you're going to see focus, you're going to see energy, you're going to see connection like you never have before. Why? Because you invested in you. And every time we invest in you, it's going to pay dividends you never thought were imaginable. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. Hey, as always, if you haven't, head on over to commitandgo.com. Check out everything that I have to offer in terms of coaching and other programs that we do throughout the course of a day, week, month, or the year. Head on over to iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. Make sure you rate and or review this podcast. And as always, you got questions? You need some support? Email me, Dr. Troy at commitandgo.com. It might be time for us to have a conversation about coaching. I don't know. You ready for a kick in the ass? Let's do it. That's all I've got for you here today. I'm Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, create big ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time. Bye-bye.